All that in the next hour. With us for the first half of the programme today and adding a touch of glamour to the show, it's what we need on the Daily Politics, is the former ballerina Deborah Bull. Welcome to the programme. Deborah was also the creative director of the Royal Opera House. She is currently Director of Cultural Partnerships at King's College London. Now, first of all today, let's talk about payday loans, because the government is to introduce a new law to cap the cost of payday loans. Ministers want to limit interest rates, which at the moment can exceed 4,000%. Labour pledged to crack down on payday lenders some time ago, but the Chancellor George Osborne denies he's stolen the opposition's idea.
Well, we inherited a situation where the payday lending industry was almost entirely unregulated. That led to some outrageous fees and totally unacceptable practices. So we're now going to cap the cost of credit for the payday lending industry. This is because we're on the side of hard-working people. We want to make sure they're properly protected, and we want the whole banking system to work for those people.
Well, that was George Osborne. Is the government right to intervene?
I think it's always a difficult question, isn't it? I think there has to be evidence of real harm for the government to intervene in situations like that. It does it where there is real harm. It does it with alcohol. It does it with tobacco. Them intervening now seems to suggest that they have accepted the evidence from Australia and other places that there is real harm. But to me, that means that one has to look at it even more broadly. I'm glad they're looking at charges. I'm glad they're looking at terms and conditions. But I think advertising has a role to play here. I mean, the Money Advice Survey earlier this month found that 1.2 million people are going to be going to payday loans to fund Christmas. Why are people feeling there is the need to do things to such a level?
Right, well, of course, the argument is that many people just can't get loans from the high street banks. Therefore, they're having to pay higher interest rates through payday lenders. And others are saying, as one person described earlier, they're dodgy but useful. If you want a short-term boost to your finances to go out and get Christmas presents, as long as you pay it back, it's fine. I mean, do you accept that argument that they do have a role to play?
I think that's absolutely true. Of course they have a role to play, but it's about ensuring that the most vulnerable people are not targeted through inappropriate advertising, through prevalence, through availability, through affordability checks, which actually become nothing more than a wing and a prayer.
Yes, I mean, there's also the prevalence of a lot of these payday lending shops on certain high streets. I suppose the more you see them, the more they're around, the more people will be tempted to use them, either in the right way or the wrong way. Do you think that's a problem too?
I think that's right. I think if you combine that with the power of advertising, which makes us all feel that we are inadequate, that we have to give more to our children, that we have to have the things somebody else has got. So I think overall, I think it's good they're looking at it. Yeah, I'm in favour of it.
Do you think the government, in this case, denying, of course, that they've performed a U-turn, that they are becoming a little more interested in intervening where they think markets are failing?
I think there's a question here, isn't there, about whether when governments are acting truly because what they believe in or truly because what they think is going to win them votes.
Ah, yes, we see. Is it a political move, do you think,
well,
ahead of the autumn statement?
I have to say, at the moment, with most of the parties, I tend to think these are political statements. But I think there is real harm being done by excessive borrowing, too easy borrowing. So if good comes out of it, then that's a good thing.
All right, let's leave it there.